Alright, so this question comes from the 6.3 homework, and it's question 10. So if we have 78 is 120% of what number they say. So we know what number, we don't know it. So go ahead and write that out. 78 is 120% of some number we don't know. And then I'm going to start replacing things with the mathematical symbols that I know can fill in for these words, because we don't really like words in math. I don't even really like numbers or letters in math. We just use that because we have to have something to represent variables. So this question mark I will not leave as a question mark. We're going to introduce a variable to fill in for that. But let's work left to right. 78 is already a number, so I can drop that down. What does is become? If I say 2 times 3 is 6, what symbol would that be?
Equals.
The equals symbol. Then 120%, well, what does percent tell me to do?
Divide by 100.
Divide by 100. So when I do that, I get the percent value turns into a decimal value of 1.2. What does of become? Multiplication. And let's just say W, because we're looking for the whole value here. So then, this introduces our equation solving, which we haven't really gotten there yet, which, like, all of math is interconnected. So we could have done equations first, or we can do this first, and they all relate to each other. This W is connected to the 1.2 through multiplication. So if we want to break that up and get rid of the 1.2, what breaks up multiplication?
Division.
Division. So we want to divide, but equations tell me that if I do something on one side, I have to do it on the other side. Now at this point, people would say, wait a minute, we did this divide by 100 and we only did it on the one side. That was because the percent told me to. So that wasn't what I did, that was what the percent told me to do. So what could we divide 1.2 by to completely get rid of it and essentially just turn it into a 1? Because we want 1W. How do I turn a number into 1?
We divide it
by...
should we divide it by 78?
Ooh, but that wouldn't turn into 1.
Oh.
Think about what number do we want to get rid of. Since we want to get rid of the 1.2, that's what we divide by.
Okay.
Cool. So we divide by the 1.2 on both sides. That is when a calculator comes in handy, but the right side is nice and easy. We see that a number divided by itself becomes 1, so this becomes 1 times W, which 1 times anything is just what it is. So we now have the right side is just W. The left side, 78 divided by 1.2, since that number is over 1, I know I'm going to end up with a smaller number, and we get 65. So we could then set this statement back up and say 78 is 120% of 65, and we could check that by grabbing the multiplication statement and doing that. Well, 120% is 1.2 times 65, and that would, in fact, come out to be 78, and my answer checks, and we know it works out perfectly.